Hi, I'm Jackson, and I'm a baby chick from your everyday farm in Iowa. Now, while I'd like to talk to you about my crazy life, I can't. Unfortunately, no more than 2 days after I hatched, I was thrown into a meat grinder, unwillingly falling to the same fate of all the other male chickens. Apparently, as a male chicken, I can't grow efficiently enough or lay eggs, making me a waste to the meat industry's resources. What you see behind me is my very own heaven. Sadly, the picture-perfect farm life of a chicken is both a fantasy and a fallacy. The American meat companies' commercials and packaging suggest that their livestock have excellent lives, but they do all they can to prevent their very own customers from seeing the reality of the animals they abuse. Let's peek into a couple of the lives of my good friends back down on Earth. Remember that farm behind me? Let's take a look at the kind of factory farm where 99% of all livestock in the US is raised. This is my friend Bill, the pig. He is being raised to become someone's Sunday morning bacon. Behind closed doors, no windows, and only enough ventilation to survive. Bill is right next to all of his buddies. It isn't happy and open like the ranch from heaven, though. Unfortunately, these friends are a little too close for comfort. He can barely move at all, actually. In addition, there's about a 60% chance that the awful air has caused Bill to develop pneumonia or even tears in his lungs. Not only is this inhumane, but Bill is going to taste a lot worse after so much physical stress. Sorry, humans. And because Bill is trapped indoors, he also can't knead the dirt the way he wants to, and he has sadly become stressed and aggressive as a result. I can't even see the use of raising him like that if it's just going to create some tough meat in the end. Now, let's go check out my cow friend, Sally. She hasn't been experiencing the pasture life either. She's really only been fed corn and antibiotics her whole life. The antibiotics are intended to prevent bacterial infections from E. coli and other bacteria due to the awful conditions. In my opinion, it's unfair to the consumer that these companies are allowed to hide the meat up until it's packaged in the supermarket. I mean, I know I wouldn't buy a cow that had E. coli. Ironically enough, by sealing us away in factory farms, the industry makes the consumer blinded to the light. I've never understood why Americans don't mind the taste of corn-fed, antibiotic-filled meat. Or maybe they just don't know what real meat tastes like. The sad truth is that once you look at what is really in the meat at the grocery store, you'll realize it is far from just meat. What lies in the aisles at the supermarket is full of added salts, sugars, carbohydrates, water, artificial dyes, you name it. While these additives are meant to preserve the meat, they in turn change all of the qualities of the meat, ranging from the taste to size and texture. The trick behind it all is that there's no way, by looking, that you can tell the difference between that cured meat and actual meat. All I can say is that if you're looking to go low sodium anytime soon, don't go thinking that all your grocery store meat is safe for picking. I hate to say it, but even what you thought you knew about the meat you were buying is wrong. The industry has been lying to your face your whole life. All of supermarket meat is a presentation. From the color of the meat to the labels on the packaging, the companies try their best to draw the consumer's eye. Think of all the mascots you can find on kids' cereal. My personal favorite is Lucky the Leprechaun. But when it comes to meat, there is no excuse for being tricked by a couple of words slapped on the front of a package. Meet my third friend, Janet, the chicken. You see, Janet is going to be labeled as a cage-free hen. While it may sound like she's on the better end of the barnyard than Bill and Sally, the truth is that she's been trapped in a small cage her whole life. In reality, the USDA requires that Janet have a cage that is at least 1 cubic foot to be labeled cage-free. Believe it or not, Janet is all natural too, because the USDA only cares about what gets put into her after she's been killed to be labeled all natural, not what she eats or how she lives. I used to wonder why the USDA or FDA couldn't change all this, and believe me, humans and us animals, we're on the same page. We want some form of government legislation that will better our lives just as much as anyone. But we know the government is slow at everything, whether it is changing monetary policies or food regulations. So my soon-to-be food friends seem out of luck in that area. Yes, if you really want to find out the process behind how meat is made, you can look it up on the internet, but I don't blame you if you have a hard time doing that. There are so many sources to check, and even online, the companies will try to trick you with their wording. To get reliable information, one free application I've seen the humans down on Earth using is called Fooducate. It matches a grade to every specific type of food out there based on its journey from the farm or factory to the supermarket. It seems a bit odd to me that the USDA hasn't implemented something that a silly application could. So, while it may not look like the quality of food is changing anytime soon, the American consumer's choices most certainly can, with just a little research. I may have lived a short life, but my mother still told me to never trust a stranger, and the meat industry is the biggest stranger of them all. Look, I'm not just saying this because I don't want my friends to be eaten. The truth is that Americans already eat more meat than they need. Just ask the food experts. Call me crazy, but perhaps next time you want some chicken, just try some veggies. You can save more money and promote humane treatment without always having to worry about buying expensive organic meat. And hey, at least you know a carrot wasn't raised in a cage.